Hey guys, we had a great morning in the first hour trading pit and some really good opportunities in the war room all day long today. So the market's been struggling, trying to make new highs. It's been, once the push is on, once you get to those new highs, it's always sort of hit and miss as to what's going to happen afterwards. But there have been lots of really good tradable sort of geometric patterns that have been unfolding, which is, fantastic as far as we're concerned. And it gives us the opportunity to get in front of a lot of really good trades. So what I want to do is take a look at the charts from this morning. Let's take a look at those triple Qs and see what's happening there. There's been a couple good trades in the QQQ and in the NQ. And then we'll take a look at an opening gap that went almost $5 in our favor just by playing it by the rules, playing it by the book. There weren't a lot of opportunities this morning, but boy howdy, the one that we had was really, really good. So let's take a look at the charts. Here we go. This is the triple Q, and you see it here. So, we had a sort of an indecisive morning. I mean, the economic news was really nothing. So this thing just opened right around that central pivot. I'm going to call that an inline open just because it was tracking right around that fulcrum. Didn't get down into S1 or anything, so we didn't even make it down to first support. We're hanging right around threshold levels that we would expect based on yesterday's trading. We had a good opening trade in Apple as a result. We had a nice opportunity for that sort of arbitrage situation that we find when the markets are behaving. And then over the course of the early morning trading, right, we had this support level right here put in. And that really gave us then some pretty good opportunities a little bit later. So the first one, when we dipped down here just beyond 2 standard deviations of this average, right? We got just away from the average, dipped in 2 standard deviations. That coincided exactly with the move, into here that then rebounded up into here. And you can see it there. We had some really good opportunities for long side entries. Got another one just triggered now. We'll see how that works out. And in the interim, what we're focused on is we're getting close to the session VWAP. We're getting right down into 2 standard deviations away from that mean, 454.43. So we're just up off the entry threshold. But look at all this stuff over here. So we've had lots of activity up in the top of the range today, and I think that is going to spell further opportunity for the rest of the session. Now, if you were watching the first hour stuff this morning, and there were quite a few of you there, we were trading those opening gaps. So we traded the Apple trade. It was one of those things where, when you put the trade on and you look at the parameters on it, well, it's just going to be a scalp. It's going to be what it is. And then, of course, Apple went a couple bucks. Nothing you could do about that because I'm trying to put that trade together before the market opens and just let it go. Because what we want to focus on after the opening bell, so about 5 minutes into the session, our scanner picks up and gives us everything that looks like a good opportunity for a mean reversion. So we've got that trading set up, the Baltimore Chop that you guys all know. And, that's looking for an excursion of 2 standard deviations in terms of volatility away from the average volatility that a stock has every day, right? And then it says, well, look, if you're 2 standard deviations out, you've got a 95%, right? 95% probability of a reversion in volatility to the mean. Doesn't mean you're going to close the gap, just means you're going to head back in that direction and sort of correct the volatility that you experienced. Now this morning, this came in the form of a flip top setup. So flip top second bar entry was what we thought we were going to get. It actually wound up being a 3rd bar entry, but kind of the same thing, right? We're just looking at the violation of that first bar in the trading day, and that got us a 904 or a 304.41 entry. I'm sorry, and then a 309.78 exit. So that thing, depending on how close you're able to pick it off into the target. So we got right up to our target, and then. I don't think it was us. There's not enough of us trading this stuff to go and drive it back. I think there's a lot of forces at work with these things. A lot of algorithms are written based on the geometry of what's going on. And, this one, we had it picked right down to the penny. Doesn't mean you're going to get out to the penny. Going to have some slippage on the way out of something like that when it tags like that. But it was still a great opportunity for a really great trade. Then NVIDIA is on deck because of earnings, and this is the belle of the ball, the talk of the town, and right now we've got a repeat performance of this inflection, which led to then this entry and now this entry, always on the hook down below the line. So NVIDIA is one of those ones that you like to see confirm, and that's because NVIDIA can be a beast, right? NVIDIA giveth, NVIDIA taketh away. But if you can get that dip down below a threshold level, and everything overlaps with the with your volume by price thresholds, your support and resistance thresholds, all that stuff. Julie's watching the 2 SDs on those as well. Great opportunity to get a pickup there of, that's another almost $3 per share. So, I'm assuming that's going to continue this geometric trading pattern that it's been in over the course of the rest of the day. I like what's going on with Tesla. I don't like the elasticity of that 181.24 level. So I'm either going to see, does the bottom of this histogram over here wind up being support? So support sort of right in there. And if it is, then I think it makes for, a pretty interesting trade on this inflection back down below here. Otherwise, hard at the line there. It's had too much elasticity. It's had too easy of a time getting below the line to really set up that buy program on that one. Meta, we are, we've been looking for a move back up into this level. So if we get up into, I told my friend John, who likes to use metaphors in trading. I say, when you run into something like this right here, that's like a very thick wall, right? That's almost like a car runs into a brick wall. Well, how thick is the wall? Is it going to break right through? Is the brick wall up against a big pile of landfill or something, right? But when you have nothing behind it, like here or here, it's easier to pop through. But when you see something like this, then the anticipation is, boy, we might see an inflection that gets up into the pivot line and then reverses lower. So now, unfortunately, so far, it never got up there. So best laid plans are, sometimes just don't play out. And, at this point, I think if we get back up, if we go up and test this 465.13 level, we're going to take a shot at a short there, back down into the 463.53 pivot. And, the rest of these, everything is trading really, really geometrically. So this is a real good day to sit and just wait, for repeats of earlier inflections to give you then, opportunity later in the day. So, you saw this, and then now you've got one down here, and it just, they keep lining up in exactly the same spot. There's nice order flow there, keeps picking up the trade at the same level. Julie was trading Amazon this morning in the room with you guys. So it was the inflection down to 180.91 and then the move back up through, right? This pull back up into the 181.70 level. I said in the room, sort of the first hour trading pit, I said, well, she got a little scalp there. It's more than a little scalp. That's a nice range to watch for. And, it wound up doing it 3 times. So it adds up. It all really adds up. Microsoft so far has been a dud. Nothing doing on, we're waiting for this inflection here to repeat. It got soft up above this pivot line and came back down through. And that's what we were waiting for, but then it didn't get down into the threshold that we're looking for. So that one right now is going to be the one that's on the shelf. And we're going to focus on NVIDIA. We're going to look at Netflix. We are going to look again at Apple if Apple gets a little bit more range. And, Meta, Amazon, all this stuff is plenty to keep us busy over the course of the session. So I think that is a very, very full dance card, right, for the afternoon. If that's not enough for you, then I don't know what to tell you, because that's enough for me, and it's going to be plenty to try to stay focused on. So if you have any questions, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. You know how to get a hold of me, and stay on the right side of these things. Keep the stops tight when it's this geometric, when things are just lining up where they're hitting exactly at these levels. There's no reason to have big wide stops on them. It's just stick a toe in the water, get it right at the threshold level, and I'm just looking to get right back out again on the other side of it if we're not right. Okay. I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a great day and good trading.